Thank you so much, Melly, and welcome back, ladies and gents, obviously, to the WGL EU Season 4 match week 5. We're in the first play day of the two, and we have the final game coming up for you in just a moment's time. And we assured you it was going to be a good game, and we don't lie when it comes down to things like this. It's going to be SchoolBus up against TCM. Two teams we've been looking forward to seeing face off against each other. I think it's one of those games that, sporadically happen through the season that is very defining of how the teams are getting on. Your thoughts on this matchup?
I think SchoolBus have been severely weakened, as I said before, by their lack of Povel and Stalker. That showed against Lucky Karaki, who did extremely well to beat them 3-2. TCM are going to have a good chance against SchoolBus. Basically, the main weakness of SchoolBus is that they don't have Stalker, who's, as much as he's a very hard guy to deal with, he's extraordinarily bright. He's like one of these child prodigies, I swear to God. And without him, they're definitely on the back foot. So TCM are a thinking man's team. I think that's going to work very well for them against SchoolBus. SchoolBus are certainly going to struggle, but what SchoolBus do have is the man who can. It's obviously Applewell.
Yeah, you can't ignore that, man. When you got him in a lineup, it's a big name there. Anyone coming up against him certainly has to keep that one in the forefront of their minds here. And it's funny, I look back to previous seasons when it used to be Odin Mortis up against Dignitas. They'd be like, oh, that's going to be a good game, but it's going to be Dignitas. But a new season brings new life to these two teams, and certainly new aspects, and it's certainly going to be a big game when it comes down to map choice, play styles, and everything else that falls into place. And so far, I feel overall that TCM has impressed me more than SchoolBus. Sure. But SchoolBus have the higher level of potential to reach than TCM. I think TCM are stronger at the moment, maybe. But if, SchoolBus can get that little bit extra, they could certainly bring us out. I think the first map's going to be Prokhorovka, and I think we're near on ready.
We certainly are. It's going to be a triple MX-3090, double T69, double T1. Standard old stuff from TCM, and the same's going to go for the Pershing instead of the T69 for SchoolBus.
So let's get into Prokhorovka. So, welcome into the first map. It will be SchoolBus up against TCM as promised. And in the north in red, it is SchoolBus with that formidable player, Applewell, who's certainly done some damage. And in the south in blue, it's TCM now looking a little bit more dangerous with the certain additions of very specific players. But what are we seeing so far?
This is the old school TCM I like to see, sending a load of tanks over towards the green road. YZNE does a Nichter in the middle, heading up with the AMX-3090s. And SchoolBus, as we would expect, heading over towards the left side, most of their tanks, and maybe looking for that initial cross. But we'll have to see if that really works out for them. Nichter does manage to spot out, and maybe that's going to be dangerous stuff for him, because at the moment, SchoolBus have less information than TCM. They have more information, which is all that counts for World of Tanks. Yukai now get themselves good hull down tanks here. And DJ Red Deep looking for some more damage if he can. But at the end of the day, it's going to be all down TCM. Whether that really counts for much, we're going to have to wait and see. Denhana does get spotted out. And for TCM, they know most of the SchoolBuses over here. And pretty much they know all the School. But Eurofish does receive the first shell of the match. He's down to 875. Dark God Zim gets taken out. So 1-for-1 exchange. I would say both teams coming out pretty much all even here. Although a tier 1 perhaps not the most important thing in the world. That was a USB sound, by the way. I'm not going to ignore it. It was a USB sound. So Twitch chat, enjoy that one. But pretty standard start for TCM. Neither really has the advantage here. YZNE just focuses off Applewell. Neither comes out. Although second shell almost does hit onto that one. And Applewell will be looking for his second shell onto YZNE. Does scamper out of there, probably going to be looking for that reload. He did take shoe shots. Surprised he didn't hit one of them, as now we see the rotate coming around from the MX-3090s. Does a Nichter, Thoros in the middle on that tier 1, and Eurofish also. So initial engagement went TCM way, I think, with Dark God Zim, although the tier 1's not that much important. The tier 1 does provide plenty of information, which is still the most important thing on Prokhorovka. So Does heading up towards YZNE. And obviously those two are going to be absolute beasts. They have been truly incredible before. And we can quickly head over. SchoolBus, pretty much in the same position that they've been the whole map.
Yeah, does there, Amelie. Everyone kind of fairly spread out, actually, from SchoolBus as well, though they went for such a decisive start at the beginning, and, well, they certainly met their comeuppance, losing out on Dark God's Inn, but all in all, for such a close exchange, SchoolBus not walking away too bad from it, even though they lost to Tier 1.
Yeah, certainly not. They are a little bit of ahead here, I'd have to say, but Apple gets spotted. Unlucky that he didn't really spot DJ Red Deep or Yukai. That could have been dangerous for TCM if they had that information on the back foot, on the back burner, knowing that, well, the two T69s have gone over towards the right, so, hey, there's probably a good chance that the AMX 1390 is also headed over there. You can see Eurofish, though, on the hill. Yukai, DJ Red Deep, YZNE, Dezenichta, pretty much the four main firepower tanks for TCM sitting on the middle. Eurofish just gets a great spot onto Positives, missed his first shell, looking for that second. Yeah,
Positive at the Tier 1 will, however, go down this time, left in a flaming heap, and it looks like it's defense time. All of them heading over towards the village, and it's time to run and hide. But there is a couple of players already over here. Actually, for TCM, it's going to be Thoris there already in the Tier 1. Good insight, good play. I think they're going to spot that one out, though, quite simply. Amelie and Apoel aren't far away.
Good stuff there. Thoris does get taken down. So 2-for-1 exchange. TCM still in the forward, but what TCM has right now is the information, knowing where those two 3090s are. They are in the perfect position to win this one.
Yeah, TCM looking very decisive from the start. Eurofish has appeared, but it's tunnel visioning a little bit of SchoolBus here. Amelie and Applewell a little further forward in those 1390s. Actually, Applewell backing away a bit, maybe trying to find a better angle on this one. Whereas Dead Hunter keeping eyes on that road. But, you know, you can see the fire is slowly coming in towards SchoolBus. There's nowhere really safe here. As you said, so much information gifted over towards TCM's side. If they decide to start pushing this one, making it really hurt, it could be dangerous. And do you think TCM will actually push this point?
Well, Durs needs to first find where SchoolBus is. He basically wants to see if there's any SchoolBus players on the left side of the map, which they aren't. And then he can surround them from the side. He'll actually drive along here, drive up here, and then go to this position, come from behind, and that's where you can do the real damage. You can be a real danger man. As Amelie even does get spotted out again, Eurofish has just got to keep on pestering. Although Durs just actually sitting up, he's actually going to be camping here, maybe a little bit tentative, wondering how much of SchoolBus has really rotated over there, but I would have expected most of them to do so. Still, Mojo slowly starting to make his way forwards in that Tier 1, so he's going to be going first, then Durs is going to be going second, so the safe option for TCM.
Yeah, and Arclet actually making an interesting move here. He might go for the challenge in that Pershing. If they're not careful, we'll have to find out. And as you said, TCM maybe not the most confident team just yet, certainly doing the initial groundwork, but I wouldn't give time to SchoolBus to work anything out. They're a very, very intelligent team, and they've certainly found Eurofish here. Arclick could do some big damage. He's certainly going to start dealing that one. He's already got the first shell. He does have backup in the form of Applewell, Amelie, Shanish, Dead Hunter, all keeping eyes on it. Will give away the game, and Arclick will receive one back, but it's blow for blow, not looking too good. He's actually received a lot more damage than he expected, and no one's been spotted out. Arclick might go down here. The Pershing is such a big tank. He finds a touch of cover, but he knows that he's going to be in severe trouble now. Teammates not able to really cover this one off. Still Mojo showing up, might be giving away a little bit of the game plan of TCM further down the line, but at the moment, Applewell backing away, Dead Hunter having to turn his turret away, leaving Arclet fairly open up here.
Arclet could go down. He's in a very bad position, kind of a random battle position. It seems to be the theme of today. What bad position can we stand in? We're just waiting for Yukai and DJ Ray D to come off reload, but TCM are right on tenterhooks. I think they might push in with the next, let's say, 20 to 30 seconds. That will give them plenty of time to do the final blow to SchoolBus, because that's all they need.
I really hope so as well. You know, I'd hate to see a team losing out because they were too tentative, too hesitant to push in. And obviously Arclet here does have the support, so Eurofish can't just directly push down without any repercussions. But there's certainly options here, and now they are seeing the appearance of other tanks on the horizon. Shanish now spotting out YZNE, Dead Hunter now being joined. Shanish actually receiving a shell from somewhere unknown. That is a danger of losing out on these tanks. Amelie forced to move in towards YZNE. This could go badly wrong. It has! There goes Amelie! And now this unbelievable stuff. Arclet takes the shell. Dead Hunter takes the shell. Arclet steps away from being dropped, and there's two back-to-back, leaving Shanish and Applewell standing. The impenetrable forces that was SchoolBus has been completely undone. And yes, YZNE is low, Eurofish is low, Applewell doesn't need to be gifted that twice. But look at the advantage TCM has.
4 versus 5 at this point in time. You can see how much HP they have as well. Yukai, DJ Red Deep, all heading off. We need Still Mojo in the cap. Here we go.
And Shanish has nowhere to go this time. He's been tracked, he's been held, and he will be dropped any second now.
Applewell, last remaining player for SchoolBus. What can he do here? He's obviously can't win. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. There's still plenty of time for TCM to win.
Yeah, and he's in pain. He's received a lot of damage, 379. And I'm pretty sure that's on even on this side of the railroad, so he might be caught as he crosses. Just about getting away. It is Durs over here, so he doesn't even spot Durs out. Applewell has been spotted. He knows there's someone close. He's trying to get away. This man is a talented player. Dodges the first. Can he keep doing this for the next 1 minute and 50 seconds? Oh, he's been tracked. He can't get away. Surely he gets another. He's trying to find cover. He just about manages to stay alive, but for how long? His cover is being taken away moment by moment, and he will fall, and TCM pick up the first map here. Prokhorovka is all theirs for the taking. Unbelievable stuff.
And they made it look easy. They really did. Unbelievable play, as you said. Eurofish, 2,020 damage, and that was a player I want to highlight on this map. I would love to see an instant replay, because Eurofish on that hill in the perfect time. That was the move. It's always dodgy for TCM go left, and in the past when they were Odin Mortis, they stayed on the left too long.
Yeah.
But then they rotated Eurofish back around. They put him on the hill. Perfect timing to catch.